Morning everyone, it's Jason here from Painting Notes, and this is chapter 22 of my painting diary for 2021. Okay, so what have I been working on over the last week or so? These are some more Desert of the Dead figures, or the Desert Elves from TT Combat. There's another 3 regiments here, one with halberds, one with great weapons, and one with 2 weapon in each hand. It dawned on me while I was painting these that these are very reminiscent or inspired by Games Workshop's, I say old Warhammer, but it's probably middle Warhammer days of Dark Elves. I used to do Dark Elves as one of my factions, and it was sort of, it's just like while I was painting these, it's just like, hey, these are remind me of Blackguard, Executioners, and Witch Elves, and I've already done. You might have seen in a previous video where I did spearmen, crossbows, bolt throwers, cold one knights. It was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't even realize until halfway through. And this is a completely different theme to, it's still elves, but these are sort of Egyptian-y desert elves, but a nice retheming, I think. Really cool. Anyway, that was just a little bit of whimsy that I noticed. Let's get to the figures. So there's another unit 20 in each regiment. There are 4 or 5 poses for each regiment. So you got, for these two, which are more stoic looking units, you got very similar looking poses, but you got like sword up, sword front, sword to the side. Whereas, for example, these ones, the witch elves, they have more dynamic poses. I particularly like this one over here. Let's see if I can take it out. Oh, I knew I was going to knock one over. She's sort of jumping up with the daggers up in their hand, ready to pounce on someone. I quite like that as a pose. We put some runic symbols on the banners. These are one of my favorite ones. I love these ones. I'm quite a fan of Egyptian mythology as it is anyway. Anubis is a great mythology character, and these ones have Anubis masks on their heads. So they are female elves with Anubis masks and big sort of Kopesh weapons. It's really cool. I quite like it. We gave them sort of glowy gemmed eyes on the masks, which gave them a really cool look, but still tied them in with the rest of the army with the basing and similar colors. So the blues, the creams, skin tone, all the same throughout the whole army. So they got that caramel skin tone. These ones were interesting. The lynxes on their shoulders. Um, I wanted to make them stand out quite a bit, so when you look across the battlefield, as you could look at them like that, you're immediately drawn to what's this big orange brightness on their backs. And the Black Guard was supposed to be an elite unit, so I wanted them to stand out as well, sort of like a Pharaoh's Guard, if you like. And they came out alright. Maybe a little brighter than I would have hoped for, but I was playing around with it and it came out alright. As it happens as well, it's very similar to Luton's football colours, orange and blue. My friend Mick will like that. So yes, those 60 fellas or 60 ladies are from the Desert of the Dead Kickstarter range from TT Combat. And as previously said, I did the starter box army for them recently. These are more expansions for that. I believe there's more to come, so there's quite an extensive range for this. These little fellas are what they call hawklings. So the light is not great today. Of course, when I decide to film this, it's due to the fact that it's raining and gloomy. But these are from a previous Kickstarter, which was just halfling related. So I'm just finishing off the last bits for that. But you got 4 of these fellas who are flying their little, I don't know what you call these, jetpacks. It can't be jetpacks. I don't know. They got little flying apparatuses with bows. They're pretty cool. I kept sort of inspired by Leonardo da Vinci's flying machines. So you got just a very basic top looking with wooden sticks rafted together, and then the halfling look. So that's another 4 of those done. I'm not sure if there's much more left to do for this Kickstarter, but that's not to say there's more halflings from them, because they did a Kickstarter after this Kickstarter, which had more sort of Bretonian themed halflings in, and who knows, maybe I'll get to do those as well. But there you go. So that's another 64 figures from TT Combat done. This will be going back to them today, so I thought I'd get this on the video for you to see, so you could see what's been done. Of course, I didn't do this all in 1 week. This has been, you know, a step-by-step process over the last couple of weeks, but I've finished them this week, so that's why they're going on the video today. All right, let's see what else I've got going. Let's get a quick close-up, and then we move on to the next thing I finished. Ooh, I forgot I pulled it out. They're very gem ornated, by the way. I don't know if you can tell that in this light, but you could probably check out the pictures on our Facebook page, Painting Nights, which will be in the link below. They got a lot of gems and stuff on them. Okay, let's see what else I got. So next on the completed list are these Bretonian archers. There are 33 of them. There's a big block of 30 archers with the command group. This is a new customer, so this is the first job I've done for them. And I'm assuming this is for Warhammer 6th edition or round about there, as it's a mixture of those models. So you got the older Bretonian archers from before 6th edition when I started playing, which are these monopose archers. I actually quite like these ones. You got these ones and these ones. These were the two archers, and they used to form up in that sort of arrow formation. But then smattered in here as well, you've got these archers. So they were the multi-part ones, which had some variant options, and these are also what these command figures are made from. You got like different heads. You got a couple of hooded ones, a couple of bandaged ones, really funny looking guy with a really sort of pouty face, different types of helmets, but altogether they fit pretty well. They came together quite nicely. The color scheme and baiting and everything was dictated to me as a red, blue, and green color scheme, which I think goes quite well. I mean, I don't know if you could tell. Again, the light is obviously not the greatest, but this is the color scheme. I'll do pictures as usual on my Facebook page, and maybe I'll get in a little closer with the camera, see if you can pick up any details. So they're quite striking on mass, you know, big block units. These were actually, I gotta admit, I quite enjoy painting these, because I don't know what it is about the old 6th edition Warhammer figures, but they were just a breeze to paint. You know, they were sufficiently detailed with enough visible detail that you could do some interesting things with, but at the same time, you know, they weren't overly embellished, and they didn't have soft details. They had nice firm details, and it was really good. This guy has the funniest face. It's just a helmet with a moustache. Anyway, so that's another project done. These will be getting back to the customer, and we'll see if he sends me anything else. 33 Bretonian archers. Alright, I got one more thing. Yep, that's right. Another unit of Zulus. So we're reaching the end of the year now, which means it's coming up to Christmas time, and painting for myself, you know, as my job is commission painting, I got to paint for other people to make some money, and so end of the year time, Christmas presents and all that means I have less time to do my own projects. But I did get another unit of Zulus almost done. I just realized while I was putting this up here that the gentleman in the front here, this fella over here, this is Shaka Zulu from the War Games Illustrated Giants of Miniature range. And I just realized I haven't done his shield. I have to go back to my box and find his shield. But yeah, so I bought this when I got what did I buy? I think it was the Perry British and Zulus, and I picked this up as well. So there he is. Nice looking chap. Got all these little embellishments done. And then I've also done a unit, I say a unit, but I'll also explain why. A unit of Zulus with rifles. Now, the reason I say a unit, they're not going to be fielded as a solid unit of rifles. They're going to be dotted around into the other units with the assegais and shields. Because in the current rules that I'm using, men with who would be kings, the tribal nations do actually have a ranged attack, and it doesn't necessarily have to be rifles. It could be throwing spears or bows or whatever the case may be. But just to represent, some of the rifles, and of course I can use them as a unit on their own if I want to. But there you go. Standard stuff. I've run out of these orange tufts, which I was using to make the bases pop a little bit more. So I've got those last two left there, which was actually one, which I cut into two. So I'm gonna have to order some more. In fact, I need to order just tufts in general, as I've run out of a lot of tufts. Where do you guys normally get your tufts? Comment below. It's been a pretty productive last week or so. I finished off these Zulus. I did those 33 Protonians. Finished off the 64 miniatures for TT Combat. I've actually been working on a few other bits and pieces as well. Mostly commission stuff. So you'll probably see that in the next week. Just about to finish the Cthulhu project. And there's a random batch of D&D figures for another customer. And I haven't actually prepped any new Zulus for painting for myself. So yeah, anyway, that's a pretty decent haul for this diary video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I'll be back soon with another video. See you guys on the battlefield. Bye bye.